Did not hit the phone. I did not hit the record button. Good thing I did interrupt a little bit, so I'm going to do this a little bit. I'm going to go over everything just briefly, and then I'm going to keep going. So he says it affects his breathing. He had made a comment about how maybe we were unresponsive, like my eyes are closed, so I'm within, so maybe I'm observant of the room but can't see much about it, something like this, something about restricted. And then I said that most likely it was medical, and then I drew a medical bed. And when I draw a long medical bed, like if I draw a short chair, it means we had a hard time getting around, a hard time walking, right? But if I draw a long medical bed, which you don't see yet, but I'll show you, that typically means, hold on. Holy lack of oxygen. I feel like he's giving me a couple analogies. He shows me a heart. And then he kind of shows me, he keeps showing me the game of Operation. Like when I was younger, I'd play the game of Operation, and it's just a flash of the nose that I'm seeing. So I know exactly what it is. And then there's this it was either, he says it happened really suddenly, but it's nothing that we could put all back together again, or right when you are done with one, then it's something else. So it almost seems like a state of, not only does the whole thing come on quite suddenly, it feels, but it was like a symphony of holes in the ship, Does that make sense? Who is this to you? I keep wanting to say father figure. All I get is the rose. And then he says we still have a box of his things. A small collection, he says. Oh, he was the baby. Him's your baby. Oh, you still have a bunch of his things. Good. What's your baby? How'd he pass? You have everything still. Yeah, he talks about all the things that you still have in honor of his memory. Oh, he knows about it, Mama. He goes, she literally is. Did you bury him, or do you have his ashes? He looks at me all sarcastic. He goes, she literally has everything. Remember when I started channeling for you and I was like, listen, lady, you have a bunch of your life heavily revolves around children and child loss, and then I proceeded to pull my bullshit. Remember when that happened? Anybody else was there, right? So I literally said that and then proceeded into your reading. So that's absolutely incredible. Honestly, I can't make this up at this point. So that's wild. And so, okay, how did he end up passing? You have 6 daughters too. I don't doubt that. And look at and kids going to be heavily a part of her life. She has 6 daughters and experienced child loss. So right off the bat, I was picking up everything that was exactly on point. Okay, so first of all, we have to know these things. Before you tell me how he passed, Mama, let me tell you something. Your life heavily revolves around having either a lot of children or definitely experiencing child loss. So it almost is this inevitable feeling in this lifetime. I think that it's not that you are supposed to karmically lose a child. I think that if we think about it from the son's perspective, it's almost like his lifetime. How did he die? Taylor says I can't see anything. Go out and come back if you need to. Hopefully you can still hear me. Well, this happened and that led to another, and we were trying to fix it and we couldn't. Oh my gosh, I'm on the edge of my seat. Hey, RamFam88. I saw you just the other day. Woo-wee, it's a big one. Hopefully I don't even want to say the word filtered because I don't want anyone to feel like they're getting filtered, but come on in, everybody. if you're enjoying my mediumship readings, please make sure. The fluid of what? I'll tell you guys how to get on the list. I'll tell you if the list is even open, so don't send in yet. He lived 6 minutes. You're talking about brand new baby? On the amniotic fluid? Brand new baby boy. Bobby, I got so specific earlier, like you're literally going to experience child loss. Like, baby, I was pregnant and I got hit by a drunk driver. And you were pregnant and got hit by a drunk driver. It's almost inevitable. And I was like, it's almost inevitable that you have to experience that loss. And it's something that happened in your life and you couldn't put it back together again. He described it perfectly. It's like operation. And then one thing happened. Just like he described it, like one thing happens and then it kind of creates that domino effect and they couldn't put it back together. And then this and then this and it all goes downhill. He described it perfectly. He was your first baby and then you went and had 6 more babies. I love this for you. And so that just proves right in itself that it wasn't you. It was all something A, you had to experience, and B, something that soul had to experience, believe it or not. And so it was all a part of the timing. It was already made up in the code of what your life was supposed to be. And so this isn't something that could be avoidable. And there are so many pregnancies where you'd never get to meet them. And so I'm so happy for you that you got even 6 minutes with this little one. I think that's beautiful. He's at peace. He's on the other side. He announced himself before we even actually started doing the reading. He stays with me and I feel him daily. You are so intuitive and I love this. Oh my gosh, what a great reading.